Hi. I just want to check in with you and talk a little bit about how your responses to the post were going in research class this week and about the research that you're doing around your specific topic. I thought that the class as a whole did a really nice job working through the time series design question, and I was particularly interested to see how your understanding of time series design evolved as you looked at each other's posts. It was clear that although you've done the reading, some of you weren't really clear how it could apply in your context. And then after you got to see how other students were doing it and you asked a few questions, I noticed that your understanding of how it might work in practice started to evolve. And I really liked the way that a couple of you were helping each other out on your individual topics. So if we could get more of that going on, make sure we get everybody involved in those discussions, I think it'll make for a rich discussion posts moving into the future. With time series designs, one of the things I wanted to point out, it didn't really come up in the discussion board, and I'm not surprised because I didn't ask explicitly about internal validity issues, but we didn't talk about what are those things that we have to be really careful of with time series designs, particularly when we're evaluating a research study. And the biggest one has to do with history and what we're controlling for. So when you look at a time series design and you have an intervention, to what extent does the study do a good job of addressing whether the change that's being observed might have happened anyway without that intervention in place? With how much assurity can you know that? So we'll talk about that a little bit when we get back in class and we're looking at correlational designs, and we'll go back to time series and see how that plays out. The thing that you need to be focusing on now, in addition to maybe jumping back in and contributing a little bit more on this topic, just to, as I say a lot, run through the tape on it if you haven't been involved with helping your classmates think through some of the topics that they've already posted on, then you should be really looking ahead to a correlational design study that has an impact on your particular topic and really narrowing those topic research questions. I'm noticing that some of you are doing a little bit better job than others in that, and that's normal. You're not all going to be at the same place in these initial stages, but everybody should be walking into class next week with a fairly tight set of research questions that will drive their literature review project. So if you don't feel like you have that for us to talk about and critique going into Tuesday, you definitely want to pull that together over the next couple of days. The other thing that we're going to talk about in class is your personal bias. So as you think about your topic and your research questions, I want you to explore personally what is it that you expect to find, how strongly do you believe that that's what you're going to find, and where does that belief come from? We're going to try to take all those personal bias issues, put them on the table, and have a rich discussion about them in class, so we can think about that when we're looking at the literature, understand that lens that we might be seeing the literature through, and talk about ways to address it so we can be a more objective, knowing that we can't always be completely objective. As always, when you have questions, please post them on the discussion board so everybody can hear them and I can respond. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.